Hello, my dears. This is CBSE Grade 9 French Revolution Part 4. So in the previous chapters we had seen the France, the Paris was in a situation of tension, and there were social, economic and political causes. Growing middle class envisaged to put an end to the society, end to the privileges enjoyed by the first and second set people. They were helped by the revolutionaries, and they third set people drafted the constitution for France we had seen. Now let us see how the France become a constitutional monarchy. Constitutional monarchy. What is constitutional monarchy? Constitution, okay, it will be in democracy. Monarchy, the rule of the king. How both can be in a single word. Okay. So this is constitutional monarchy. What is constitutional monarchy? See, here the king will be a ceremonial leader. He will be respected to preside over the meetings, preside over the functions. All the powers of the king has been taken and it was given to the constitution. So all the powers of the government will be in the hands of the constitution, like as if in the democracy. Only the king will be respected or honored as ceremonial leader. Have you got it, children? The king will be honored, but no powers for the namesake. Okay. So this is constitutional monarchy. Now the king's power, all the powers have been taken and given to the legislature and judiciary. Clear? Now let us move on. The National Assembly drafted the constitution in 1791. Its main aim was to limit the powers of the monarch. Now the powers, instead of being concentrated in the hands of one person called a king, it is being separated and assigned to different institutions called legislature, executive and judiciary. Children, could you remember who proposed this idea? Q, I said no. Legislature, executive and judiciary. Montesquieu. Yes, exactly. It is proposed by Montesquieu. Okay. So this made France a constitutional monarchy. Now, how they have elected the legislature? Let us see. Legislature is an elected representatives, yeah, body of elected representatives. How they had been elected? Let us see. In India, immediately after we got independence, we had given the political right. I mean, all the citizens, all the adults were given the right to vote in India immediately after the independence. But it was not happened in France. So France, only the men above 25 years of age, that to propertied men were given the right to vote. Not all the men were given the right to vote. Right? The people, those who were given the right to vote, those who were entitled to vote were called as active citizens. Other people are known as passive citizens. The people, those who did not have the right to vote, passive citizens. The people who had the right to vote are called active citizens. Okay, see, out of 28 million population, only 4 million were active participants, active citizens. That is 1/7 of the population only were given the right to vote. Okay, so they have voted. They have not directly elected the National Assembly like how we are electing the MPs and MLAs. They have elected electors. 50,000 men, that two men only, not women. Women are not at all considered. Okay, they did not have right to vote and to be voted. Good. Now, the active citizens, I mean men about 25 years of property, men about 25 years of age, will be electing the electors. These 4 million men will be electing the 50,000 electors, and these 50,000 electors indirectly elected the National Assembly. Okay, 745 members. This legislature will control the king as well as the ministers. Ministers will be under the control of assembly, that is okay. And now the king also under the control of the National Assembly. The king was given veto power. Veto is negative vote. If the king exercises this power, how much ever majority, even if you have, that will be cancelled. But whether the king was permitted to exercise this veto or not, it was not clearly mentioned. Then judges also voted by the active citizens and elected. Dear children, see the power to make laws, the constitution vested the powers to make laws in the hands of National Assembly. Now, the power to make laws not in the hands of king. It was taken away from the king and it was given to the hands of National Assembly, which was the parliament indirectly elected. Okay. Now, not all the citizens were given the right to vote. Only the men of about 25 years age who paid taxes equal to at least 3 days of a laborer's wage. Their tax should be equal to their 3 days wage. Only if you pay that much of tax, only will be entitled to vote. Okay. They are called active citizens. Others were passive citizens. Clear? So the constitution began with the next. Let us move on to the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen. What is Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen? The constitution began with the declaration. In our book, we have every government textbook you could have seen the previous front page wrappers. It starts with preamble of the constitution. The same thing. This is the preamble of the constitution or declaration of the rights of man and citizen. Rights of man and citizen is our fundamental rights. In our constitution, it is fundamental rights. Okay. We also have copied from this deed. Okay. So what were the rights guaranteed? These in this the natural inalienable is separable. Okay. Which is not separable, natural. By birth itself, you will have these rights. That is fundamental right. Nobody can deny these rights. So if you born in the France itself, you need not be the child of first and second state people. If you born in France, you will have this fundamental rights. What are the fundamentals? Right to life, freedom of speech, freedom of opinion, equality before are the fundamental rights. That is natural and inalienable rights they call it. By birth, it's a duty of the state, that is the duty of the government to protect each citizen's natural rights. Okay? Let us see in detail Declaration of Rights of Man and Citizen. Okay. First, the men are born and remain free and equal in rights. The Constitution told that the men are born and remain free and equal in rights. Freedom of equality. Right to freedom and equality. First fundamental right we have. No? Okay. See, the aim of every political association is the preservation of the natural and inalienable rights. That is, it is the responsibility of the government to guarantee this natural and inalienable rights, fundamental rights. Okay, like right to property, right to liberty, right to security. Resistance to oppression is right against exploitation. Nammaloda right against exploitation is there, no? That one. So the source of next right is the source of all sovereignty. What is sovereignty? Ruled by ourselves. We are not ruled by ourselves. Sorry, outsiders. We are not ruled by our outsiders. We are ruled by ourselves. So the country will be ruled by by the nation, not by a group of, not by an individual or group of individuals. That is, they wanted to maintain that sovereignty. Then liberty. What is liberty? Liberty is power to do whatever you want. It's your freedom to do whatever you wish, whatever you want. But till it is not injurious to others, that is your limit. Okay. So right to liberty, right to freedom. Clear? The law has the right to forbid only actions that are injurious to the society. The actions of the individual, if it harms the society, the law will check that. Otherwise, you can do whatever you wish. Clear? Then, law is the expression of the general will. What is expression of the general will? It is accepted by law, accepted by all people. Only after the acceptance of all people, that proposal was made as law. The law is the expression of general will, not as if that the king will be telling and all are expected to, all the subjects are expected to obey. It's not so. It is expression of general will. All citizens have the right to participate in its formation personally or through their representatives. That is, right to participate in decision making. They were all consulted to make this law. They were all expected to give their consent, not only consulted, they were given the consent, then only it will become a law, right? So they're permitted to take part in the decision making personally or through their representatives. If it is the strength is small or the area is small, you can directly participate in the decision making. Or if it is large area and the population is more, through your representatives, you can take part in the decision making. All citizens are equal before it. Okay. No men may be accused, arrested, or detained except in the cases determined by the law. Only if it is determined by law, only after the law determined that law give the verdict, after the 21 can be called as accused and he can be arrested and he can be put in jail. Clear, children? Now let us move on to the next right. Every citizen may speak, that is right to speech. Fundamental right. They are authorized, they are free to speak. They are free to criticize and write and print freely. What is write and print? That is freedom of press. So freedom of press is considered as a soul of the democracy. Unless otherwise we give freedom to the press, we cannot maintain the true democracy. Okay, then only they will bring out all the unwanted things, what happens, all the antisocial things, what happens, what is done by the political people or other people. They bring it out to the light. Okay, so the freedom of press is considered as the soul of the constitution, soul of the democracy. Clear, children? So every citizen may speak, they can write and print freely. He must take responsibility for the abuse of such liberty in cases determined by the law. They have a limit. If they cross the limit, they are answerable. Then, for the maintenance of the public, you see previously a common law for all citizens, common tax for all citizens. Previously, only the third estate were expected to pay tax. First and second estate were exempted from paying the tax. Now it has been cancelled. Now common tax on all citizens are expected to pay tax to their means, proportionate to their means. What is means? Properties. According to their property, they were expected to pay tax. If they have less property, they were expected to pay less tax. If they have more property, they were expected to pay more tax according to their means, that is property. So now this is a main thing. All the citizens were obliged to pay tax. Yeah. No special tax like the tithe, tail, this and that. No. Since property is sacred and inviolable, that is inseparable, right? No one may be deprived of it. No one may be denied. Okay. Unless a legally established public necessity requires it. What is legally established public necessity? See, this is my property. I may be the owner of this land. But if the government requires it for the development purpose, infrastructure development, like making road or laying the railway lines or some infrastructures, some buildings it needs, it's my duty to give. So unless it is required by the government, I have the right to property. I can purchase anywhere in my own country, land or property, right? In that case, if the government is in a position to take your property for the public purpose, you will be given a compensation in advance, not after the proposal. You will be given in advance. Compensation will be given in advance. Okay. So let us once again recall the Declaration of Rights of Man and Citizen. What are they? Men are born and remain free. The preservation of the Natural and inalienable rights are the duty of the political association. The sovereignty resides in the nation, not in the group or individual. Liberty, power to do whatever is wanted, not till it injures the others. The law has a right to forbid only actions that are injurious to the society. The law expression is general will. That is, after getting the consent of all people to make a law, all are consulted and get consent of all people. Okay, then no man may be accused, arrested, or detained except the cases determined by the law. Every citizen has the right to speak, right to write and print freely. Okay, then a common tax was imposed on all citizens according to their means, according to their properties. So, since property is sacred and inviolable right, no one may be deprived of it. All were given the right to have property. If it is necessary, government can acquire it. You will be paid compensation for that in advance. Okay, children. In the next chapter, let us see who came to the power and how long they ruled. What happened to that in the next chapter? Let us see in detail. Thank you.